Oh, yeah. Yes.
She been drinking?
So this is the position that Christian told me to put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward.
Oh, you think she didn't say that?
Oh, what?
Oh, she did.
You think she didn't say, oh, as they were kicking her off, she said, oh, y'all just don't know who I am.
Analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so
Nike can't shield Sha'Carri Richardson forever. She's managed to skate past scandals before, but this time, it's on a whole different level because we're not talking about internet rumors or a little smoke session anymore. This is leaked footage in full 4K tied to police reports and accusations that she crossed a serious line. Fans are now throwing out the million-dollar question. If Nike has dropped male athletes for way less, why is she still the face of their brand?
Prominently, here we go, prominently on its homepage, Sha'Carri Richardson.
The drama kicked off with that chaotic airport arrest. Cameras catching Sha'Carri shoving her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, right before they were supposed to board a flight at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. At first, people brushed it off as just another heated couple's spat, but then the body cam footage leaked, and it painted a whole different picture. Sha'Carri wasn't calm, and she definitely didn't look like the innocent victim she tried to play. What viewers saw was her coming across as the main aggressor while her boyfriend didn't even lift a finger. And when the cops actually moved in to arrest her, things went left quick. She tried flipping the script, acting shocked and confused. You can hear her on the footage saying, "I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now?" But the officer's voice cut through with no hesitation. "You're under arrest for assault." The cameras didn't lie, but Sha'Carri tried to spin it anyway. She snapped at Christian, called him a coward, and demanded he defend her. But when that didn't work, she switched gears, swearing she never even touched him, even though the footage showed the exact opposite. With every second that passed, you could see her realizing she was losing control. Then she lashed out at the cops, even trying to flip the gender card, asking why she was the one in handcuffs when, in her words, Christian is the man. For a lot of people, that was it, the final straw. That's when fans started demanding accountability, and Nike's name shot straight to the top of the conversation. Choices have consequences, and this time, folks are convinced Nike can't just sweep it under the rug. And here's the kicker. This arrest wasn't just about one messy fight. Nah, people say Sha'Carri has been setting up her own downfall step by step. We'll get into what her teammates and coaches had to say soon. But first, we gotta talk about Christian's shocking response. Instead of pressing charges, he actually defended her. In an interview just days later, he claimed she didn't deserve punishment and just needed grace and understanding.
like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. Does she have like things that she need to work on for herself? Of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love.
Maybe he thought he was standing by his girl, but fans saw something way darker. His body language was all over the place. Eyes darting, barely any eye contact, restless in his chair. To many, it didn't look like love at all. It looked like fear, as if Sha'Carri had something heavy hanging over him. At this point, it felt like Christian had no real choice but to ride for Sha'Carri, even if it cost him his peace of mind and his reputation. Fans ran wild with the situation, and controversial comedian Corey Holcomb didn't hold back. On his podcast, he flat out accused Sha'Carri of weaponizing the victim role, saying she knew exactly how to flip the system against Christian. His words hit different, because the footage backed it up. She was the one putting hands on him, then tried to act like the victim. And that stung because Corey wasn't just tossing opinions around. His take lined up perfectly with what fans were already whispering. Christian's strange defense of her didn't look like loyalty to many viewers. It looked like the behavior of someone who's been through this cycle before. That's when the whole conversation shifted. Suddenly, the airport fight wasn't just one bad night anymore. People started connecting the dots, painting it as part of a bigger story one Christian might have been trapped in for a long time. One comment summed it up perfectly. Not only did he defend her and refuse to press charges, but there's no way in hell I'd stay with a woman who put hands on me in public. She'd be done to me. The same person added, I'd be crazy to stay and risk another fight. Because all it takes is one flip of the story, and suddenly I'm the one accused of DV, losing everything, and maybe even ending up in jail. It's not worth it. And that's where the real mess kicks in. Because Christian isn't the first partner to hint that Sha'Carri has a pattern of flipping the narrative. Fans started digging back into Sha'Carri's past, and one story from her ex, Jamaican hurdler Janique Brown, resurfaced with a whole new weight. In an emotional interview, Janique opened up about their relationship, calling it mentally, verbally, and physically damaging on both sides. But she made it crystal clear that she carried heavy pain. She said she had been threatened, silenced, and even blamed when Sha'Carri allegedly turned the internet against her. And that wasn't just some random spat. Years ago, Sha'Carri went on a long Instagram rant painting Janique as the villain, rallying sympathy for herself while Janique got dragged through the mud. Some circles even canceled Janique completely. Later, Janique pushed back, saying Sha'Carri's version of events wasn't just exaggerated, it was calculated. A way to protect her own image while wrecking Janique's. Sound familiar? That's exactly why people believe what's happening with Christian could be part of the same toxic pattern. Remember, Sha'Carri literally asked the cops why she was the one being arrested, even though the footage clearly showed Christian wasn't laying a hand on her. In her mind, somehow he was supposed to be in cuffs. And now the internet is asking, did she lie about Janique back then and skate away untouched? Because this time, the receipts are too visible to ignore. But it gets even messier. Sha'Carri dropped an apology video, and instead of calming things down, it blew everything up. It wasn't just the hollow words that honestly sounded scripted by her team. It was the vibe. Who makes an apology video while smirking at the camera, twisting the situation around like she's the victim again? Fans called it fake, arrogant, and flat-out disrespectful. Sha'Carri's so-called apology only made things worse. She brushed it all off as being misunderstood, and in classic narcissistic fashion, she ended by saying, "I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough." The reigning 100-meter world champ even blasted it out in all caps on Instagram, adding that her apology should be just as loud as her actions. But once the clips hit the internet, people weren't buying it one bit. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everybody had something to say, and the reaction was brutal. One viral tweet hit hard. "Dang, imagine what she does in private." Another fan flat out called her apology fake, pointing out how she smiled the entire time like she was telling a joke instead of taking accountability. Someone else added, "That wasn't an apology, it was a PR stunt. No regret, no remorse. And let's be real, if the roles were reversed, his career would already be buried." And the word that kept bouncing around nonstop? Pattern. Fans kept pointing to a trail of messy behavior, saying this wasn't just a one-off meltdown. But if the apology wasn't bad enough, Nike made it even worse. Instead of stepping back or hitting pause on her campaigns, they doubled down. Just days after the arrest, Sha'Carri was still front and center on Nike's homepage, smiling in ads and promoting her latest shoe like nothing happened. No statement, no acknowledgement, just silence that spoke volumes. That silence set fans off even more. People dragged Nike for hypocrisy, pointing out how Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest names in women's sports right now, hasn't even gotten a proper push since signing with them.
And other people, there's people who seen that, people who know that, and will still honestly come and go, toxic, push and pull, and still get over the obstacles, until I said, I have learned my lesson. I don't want to go over no more of these obstacles, right? Really, I said.
Basically, she was saying that people need to leave you alone, and that, you guys were both toxic together, and take things off of the media, and let's not bring it on social media. That's what I got from the conversation, allegedly.
No signature shoe, no big campaigns. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri, caught on video putting hands on her boyfriend, is still being marketed as a star. One furious post summed it up. Corporate sponsors like Nike love to talk about zero-tolerance policies, but look at this. How much is too much before it actually counts as wrong? Others argued Nike was just playing the game, saying Sha'Carri's entire brand has always been built on controversy. From the weed suspension to her fiery attitude. And Nike knows it sells. One fan even said, Sha'Carri Richardson brings more eyes to the sport, and Nike is cashing in, scandal or not. Nike stood by Sha'Carri when she got penalized for weed, even launching a comeback campaign and keeping her face in commercials. But now that loyalty is backfiring. One fan said it best, "I don't hear much about Noah Lyles getting that same push." And instead of calming anyone down, that explanation only fueled more anger. because it showed Nike wasn't clueless. They knew the controversy was there, and they still kept her front and center because it made them money. That's what sparked the biggest debate, the double standard. Comedian Corey Holcomb broke it down bluntly. If Sha'Carri were a man caught on camera shoving his girlfriend, the sponsorships would vanish instantly. No debate. Fans agreed and didn't hesitate to pull receipts. They pointed out athletes who lost everything off just one allegation. No video, no proof. While Sha'Carri, with footage against her, is still being celebrated and marketed as a star. Others dug into Nike's track record, calling out their selective outrage. Some said, this isn't shocking at all. It's just another reminder that for big corporations, money will always matter more than morals. And that's why the pressure on Nike isn't dying down. Fans aren't just mad at Sha'Carri anymore. They're furious at the system protecting her. Zooming out, this isn't about one ugly fight at an airport. It's about years of scandals Sha'Carri has managed to sidestep, from teammates complaining about her attitude to claims of disrespect, all swept under the rug because her talent and marketability shielded her. And the biggest mystery? Christian. His shaky body language in interviews, his long silences, fans now see it as confirmation this wasn't just a one-time meltdown, but a much darker pattern hiding in plain sight. Christian looks like he's been enduring way more than anyone realized. But at the end of the day, this story isn't just about him or even Sha'Carri. It's about Nike, a brand that loves to preach about values, yet fans say their actions prove they stand for profit first. By keeping Sha'Carri front and center, Nike basically told the world where their loyalty really lies. And it's not with integrity. Right now, the silence is deafening. Sha'Carri isn't saying a word. Nike isn't saying a word. Christian isn't saying a word. The only voices left are the fans, and they're getting louder by the day. Once again, Nike has shown that scandal doesn't hurt the bottom line. It sells. And trust me, this conversation is far from over. So drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. I'll see you on the next one.